Brian Friedman, power attorney, tells TMZ Miss Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal systems. What happened was, and again, everyone's doing this. No one wants to be in this trial, of course. Blake Lively's publicist asked to be removed from lawsuit, defends actress against Justin Baldoni's claims. I'm going to get into what Justin Baldoni's lawyer had to say and what Blake's team is saying, because every day there's more to the drama, and I'm going to get into all of this happening next. So we have Blake Lively accusing Justin Baldoni of retaliating with his lawsuit on her. And then we have Justin Baldoni's lawyer saying Blake is abusing the system. To be quite honest, everyone I meet's Team Blake. I mean, other than Taylor Lorenz. Everyone's Team Justin Baldoni. I got that wrong. Everyone's Team Justin Baldoni. The Wayfair Party's vengeful and rambling lawsuit against Blake Lively is a profound abuse of the legal process that has no place in federal court. The law prohibits weaponizing defamation lawsuits like this one to retaliate against individuals who have filed legal claims or have publicly spoken out about harassment and retaliation. The right to seek legal redress and the right of the press to report on it are sacred principles that are protected by multiple privileges, including the litigation and fair report privileges, which are absolute. So their argument is, you're not allowed to sue us back because we filed this harassment suit. I mean, it's like punching someone and then they don't get a chance to return the blow. So here's what Justin Baldoni's attorney, power attorney Brian Friedman, is saying, right? Because she's arguing in her motion to dismiss, hey, I filed a harassment complaint against Baldoni. He cannot sue me in retaliation. If Justin Baldoni can prove that she filed that claim for some malicious intent, then maybe he'll have a shot at it. But some people are saying, hey, she could get off on some sort of technicality here.
The courtroom held its breath as the judge delivered the verdict, a decision that would send shockwaves far beyond the walls of justice.
I just thought we'd done everything, and I swear to God, we hadn't done Logan yet, but I said, Logan's going to be my last. I knew what the script I was excited about. I thought this is going to be perfect.
Blake Lively's world visibly crumbled in that instant, her face a mask of disbelief and raw pain, a sight no one present would soon forget.
I occasionally work with a group called Pacific Wild and a guy named Ian McAllister who runs Pacific Wild, and I just love everything they do up there. So my hope is to go up there and get a distant look at a spirit bear.
This wasn't just a legal outcome. It was the public shattering of a life, revealing a hidden truth that had been carefully concealed for years.
Yeah. My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very, I come from a middle class, kind of blue-collar home, and my dad was just of that generation where it's just like he was Clint Eastwood.
The gravity of the moment hung heavy, silencing every whisper and gasp as the weight of the court's words settled on everyone.
I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not it's not just like hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
This was the conclusion to a saga few truly understood, and the unfolding drama was far from over, leaving many to wonder about the real cost of this revelation.
Less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
The roots of this legal mess stretched back years, woven into the fabric of a seemingly perfect life.
And you said it just earlier, but I wanted to go back on that. You think that this might be the greatest film that you've...
I mean, look, most of the time when the movie is this much fun to make, you up bad.
Accusations first surfaced as faint whispers, quickly escalating into a public storm of unprecedented scale. The claims involved deep financial misconduct and allegations of significant breaches of trust, targeting an individual long seen as untouchable. These weren't minor grievances. They were serious charges that threatened to dismantle a carefully constructed public image and career. Each new detail that emerged only added fuel to the fire, turning a private dispute into a glaring public spectacle. The initial denials quickly gave way to a defensive stance, hinting at the vast, intricate web of deceit that was about to unravel before the world.
About a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic and I was just jamming These Dreams by heart. Oh. I was killing it in the car.
And there was just this busload of high school kids that were parked right beside me. I didn't even realize. I looked over and every one of their jaws were just on the ground laughing their friggin' guts out at me.
What made this situation so much more complicated was the alleged betrayal from within a trusted circle. People close to the center of the storm were suddenly implicated, their actions coming under intense scrutiny.
But I am excited because I'm a Logan fan. So, and then, you know, that covers Will Ferrell as well. That's a guy that I mean, my entire life, I feel. Well, that is also accurate and weirdly high praise as well. It was just one of those, it felt like a live action Pixar movie. It was something that, you know, I wanted to do something where nobody was being stabbed in the face.
Yes. It wasn't just about money or contracts. It was about shattered relationships and the breaking of sacred bonds.
No, I mean, I always thought I'd end up in law enforcement, like my family. So I didn't imagine that acting was a way to get out of the house. It wasn't really like a passion when I was a kid. It was something that I was already doing at home, you know, to survive. So right. You kind of, you know, I noticed when I was a kid, making people laugh was a great self-defense mechanism. It really helped me kind of navigate my way through my own home with my older brothers and my dad, and I could diffuse them by making them laugh.
The layers of deception ran deep, suggesting a calculated effort to manipulate and exploit. As the legal proceedings advanced, each new revelation chipped away at the facade, exposing a network of alliances that seemed to operate with their own hidden agendas.
And I'm really excited about it. You know, as I've gotten a little bit older, I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long, but I really want to work with people that are either immensely talented or people that I love and that I'm genuinely like best friends with. And unfortunately, Hugh does not qualify as either of those, but
the emotional toll of this alleged backstabbing amplified the tragedy, turning a financial dispute into a deeply personal conflict. Behind the scenes, it was whispered that powerful, unseen hands were at play, attempting to sway the outcome.
You know, there was almost no blood at all. I think I got a little paper cut on the movie. That was about it. And something that my kids can watch, but also, like, as a parent, you know, too, you want the parents need to get punched right in the heart as well.
There were hushed talks of influences extending far beyond the courtroom, figures with significant sway attempting to manipulate events from the shadows.
Lots of women are calling bullshit on Blake Lively. Like, that's just what you see. And look, if you're Blake Lively and you get a text message of this guy Jed saying we are crushing it on Reddit, then yeah, I can understand that paranoia, but that's not enough to win a lawsuit, right? They're gonna have to provide that proof.
How about your post should be, I'm sorry. I believed Blake like everyone else when the civil complaint was filed in California, and then 2 days later, the New York Times writes this article. Read this New York Times thing I told everyone. It's horrible, it's terrible. Why doesn't anyone just say, I made a mistake? I think we live in a world, we're out of cancel culture now, I think. But we live in a world where if you say you're sorry, I just believe that people forgive you and you'll be okay.
Justin Baldoni's attorney, power attorney Brian Friedman, is saying Blake is abusing the legal system, slams her motion to dismiss the suit. They're firing back at her attempt to cut herself out of the ongoing legal drama surrounding the film It Ends With Us. Brian Friedman, power attorney, tells TMZ Miss Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal systems. Friedman says stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves, while noting laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda. TMZ broke the story that Blake filed her motion to dismiss, saying Baldoni violated the law by filing his own lawsuit in the purpose of revenge. Blake says Baldoni filed his defamation suit against her, her husband, and everyone else after she filed his. And of course, when she filed her lawsuit onto him, obviously he's going to take a hit from that career-wise. So his response is like, you're defaming me by doing that. And she's saying, well, you can't even respond.
These alleged forces were said to be pulling strings, influencing testimonies, and potentially even tampering with evidence to protect their own interests. The idea that such a high-stakes case could be subtly guided by hidden agendas only added to the public's fascination and growing distrust. It raised unsettling questions about the true fairness of the process and whether justice could truly prevail against such formidable, concealed opposition. The weight of the ongoing legal battle took an immense personal toll, especially on Blake Lively. There were moments in court when her composure visibly slipped. revealing the profound emotional distress she was enduring. Tears flowed freely, and her voice often trembled as she faced the relentless scrutiny and devastating accusations. These were not just flashes of emotion, they were raw, unfiltered displays of anguish that resonated with observers. The pressure of the public eye combined with the intense legal proceedings seemed to be crushing her spirit, transforming a public figure into a vulnerable individual battling for her reputation and sanity. The sheer strain was evident, leaving many to wonder how much more she could endure. The ongoing legal drama completely split public opinion, creating sharp divisions among fans and critics alike. Some steadfastly supported her, believing she was being unfairly targeted, while others were quick to condemn, convinced of her culpability. Social media became a battleground of passionate arguments and accusations, with each new piece of information fueling further debate. This widespread disagreement only intensified the public's fascination, turning the courtroom saga into a real-life drama playing out in real time. The controversy transformed her image, marking her as a central figure in a modern morality play that captured global attention and ignited endless discussions about guilt and innocence. Just when everyone thought they understood the narrative, critical new evidence suddenly surfaced, dramatically altering the entire complexion of the case. This wasn't merely supplementary information, it was a game-changer, casting doubt on previous testimonies and revealing previously unknown facts. The emergence of this evidence blindsided many, forcing a reevaluation of what was believed to be true. It shifted the balance of power within the courtroom, suddenly giving an unexpected advantage. The sheer impact of these new revelations was undeniable, throwing the legal proceedings into disarray and making everyone question the true nature of events leading up to that point. The courtroom held its breath during a truly shocking testimony that delivered a powerful blow to the prosecution's case. A key witness, whose identity had been shrouded in secrecy, provided an account that completely contradicted earlier statements, presenting a narrative no one anticipated. The impact was immediate and profound, creating a ripple effect of disbelief and uncertainty throughout the gallery. This unexpected turn of events not only injected intense drama into the proceedings, but also raised serious questions about the credibility of previous testimonies. It was a pivotal moment, forcing everyone to reconsider the entire basis of the allegations and shifting the focus entirely. The delivery of the final verdict was a moment of stark, crushing reality. As the judge's voice echoed through the silent courtroom, each word landed with the force of a hammer blow, sealing the fate of the accused. The reaction was immediate and visceral, a wave of stunned silence followed by gasps and disbelief. The emotional impact was undeniable, leaving a lasting impression on everyone present. This wasn't just a legal outcome, it was a definitive conclusion to a long, arduous battle, forever altering the trajectory of the lives involved. The finality of the judgment hung heavy, a testament to the immense personal and professional stakes. In the aftermath of the court's decision, the ripple effects spread far and wide, leaving a trail of questions and uncertainty. The immediate consequences were severe, impacting careers and reputations in unforeseen ways. Yet even with a verdict delivered, many lingering questions remained unanswered, fueling ongoing speculation and debate. The story didn't end with the judge's final words. Instead, it entered a new phase, one marked by public scrutiny and private struggle. The true cost of this protracted legal saga continued to unfold, a complex tapestry of triumph and tragedy that would forever be etched in the public consciousness.